Okay, which statement is true for the graph? Okay, well, let's go through each of these and see which one's true. So remember, these are pretty much just points. Like this can be written as 1, 2. Okay, so basically, we're basically saying, are these solutions to the graph? Are they on the line, this line here? Okay, so this is 1 and 2 because this is x and this is y. So 1 and 2. So that's here, so that doesn't work. So that's not a solution. This is negative 1 and 6. Okay, negative 1 and 6 is to the left and up 6. Well, that looks like it's there. Okay, negative 1 and 6 there, so B. But let's just go ahead and check the rest of them just to make sure. So 3 and 3. Okay, so 3, right 3, up 3. Nope, that doesn't touch. And then this one is 3 and 4. So right 3, up 4. That one does not touch either. So then we are for sure that B is the answer. Okay. Find the equation of the line given the 2 points. Again, first we find slope, then we'll find the line intercept. What you do is you take one of the points and put it underneath the other. It does not matter which one goes underneath the other. I can put negative 2 and 6 here, or I can take the negative 1 and 4 put it here. It doesn't matter. First we're going to find the change in the y, and then we're going to find the change in the x, and that will tell us our slope. Okay, so actually let's write like this. So slope, again, is equal to the change in y. It's just delta y means change, over the change in x. Okay, so the change in y is the numbers on the right, because remember, the number on the right is the y. So going from 6 to 4, that means we're going down 2, but if we're going down, it's negative. And here we're going from negative 2 to positive 1. But remember, when negatives get smaller, that means we're going up. So that's plus 1. Okay, so the change in y was negative 2. The change in x was plus 1. And negative 2 over 1 simplifies to negative 2. So there's our slope. But now we have to find b. What we have to do is we have to set up our equation like that other problem. Set up with what you know so far. We know the slope, negative 2, but we don't know b. Okay, so now what I do is I pick one of these points, and I'm going to pick this one, and I just go ahead and plug it in. Okay, so for y is 4, x is negative 1, okay, and I just solve for b. Okay, so 4 equals negative 2 times negative 1, positive 2, plus b. Last step, subtract this 2 from both sides, because I want b to be by itself. And then b equals 2. Okay, there's our b. So now, y equals negative 2, slope, x plus 2. Okay, and there's our answer. So that means it must be a. Okay. So what is the equation of these 2 points? So again, just like the last one, you need to first find the slope. You're going to take the 2 points and put them stack them right on top of each other. And then you need to find the change from one point to the next. So from negative 6 to positive 3, it's going up 9. And then from negative 2 to 4, it's going up 6. So then your slope is 9 over 6. And remember, you want to reduce and simplify this. So I'll find a number we can divide into both. So we can divide 3 into both. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, so now we want to set up our equation. Now what you want to do is pick one of these points, either negative 2 and 6, or 4 and 3, and plug it in to this equation, and then solve the rest. Pause the video and try this on your own. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of the points, and I'm going to use 4 and 3. So remember, 4 is our x, so that goes here. So 3 is our y, which goes here. Okay. Plug it in for x here. And the first thing we need to do is multiply these two numbers, but in order to multiply a fraction, we need to put this one over 1. Okay, so now what we do is multiply across. Now 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2. And then bring the b down. I already brought the 3 down. Now we divide this, simplify it, 12 over 2, bring this down to 3. 12 over 2 is 6. And the last step here is we want to get rid of that 6 so we can get b alone. So then what we'll do is subtract 6 from both sides. Okay, because remember, if this is positive, we subtract right below. And then bring the b down, and 3 minus 6 is negative 3. So there's our b. So our slope is 3 over 2. So 3 over 2x. And our intercept is negative 3. So there's our equation, which is letter C. Okay, what is the equation in the situation below? First, we got to find the slope and the b. Okay, so let's read it. Megan bought a sunflower plant which grew 12 millimeters every day, every 6 days. The giveaway here is every. If it's millimeters every 6 days, we know that's going to be sloped. And then this starts with 12. We do 12 over 6 days. So 12 over 6, which is simply simplifies it to 2. And we have to make sure we know if it's positive or not. It says grew 12, and we know growing is getting bigger, so it has to be positive. Just for example, if it was like money, and said you were spending or withdrawing, then you know it's negative. With the initial height, right away I know this must be the y-intercept or starting point, because when I say initial, that means the start. Okay, the initial height being 21 millimeters. So there's our y-intercept. Now, question is, how tall will it be after 3 weeks? So first, let's find our equation. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's do a table here. Okay. So the start was 21, and every time wherever we start, the x is 0. Okay, and it says the slope is 2, so that means we're going by 2's here. So after 1 week, it'll be 23 millimeters. After 2 weeks, it'll be 25 millimeters. And after 3 weeks, 27 millimeters. So there's our answer. How tall will it be after 3 weeks? 27 millimeters. Okay. Okay, if f of x equals 18, find the x. Okay, well that means the output. So we have to find the output down here, which means it's past these numbers here, so we have to continue the pattern. On the top, it's going by 4, so plus 4, okay, it would be 22, and 26, and down here, this is going by 2's, plus 2, so 16, then 18. There's our 18, and x is 26. Okay, last one, find the solution to the graph. Okay, well, solution, -2, we have to check each point to see if it touches the line. -2 and 3. Well, this is talking about tiles and figure numbers, so 2 and 3 is out because we can't do a negative input. Okay, and there's no, and the line starts here, it doesn't go past to the left. Okay, now B, 4 and 12, so right 4, up 12, that does not touch. 2 and 8, 2, right 2, up 8, nope, because it's 2 and 7, not 8. 8's there, not that one, and 6 and 15. So the right 6, up 15, there it is. So there's our answer. And that's page 2.